And welcome back. We're about 6 minutes to the bottom of the hour, and it's time for Web Wednesday. That's where we talk about the stories from our morning show that you're discussing and reading the most on social media and our web channel, WTVY.com. Now, last week we took a look back at the Sega Genesis. It's a video game console from the late 80s and 90s. It had many popular games, including the smash hit Sonic the Hedgehog. And several of our viewers played the system and told us about their favorite games. Carol Wyatt says two of her favorite 16-bit Sega games were Toe Jam and Earl and Sonic the Hedgehog. Dustin Benton lists 3 games, including Streets of Rage 2 and Shining Force. And Sarah Martin enjoyed the games based on the Disney films Lion King and Pocahontas. And One Broke Pony still has a Genesis from 1991 that actually still works. They also have a version 2 Genesis with the add-ons. Now back to you, Paul. Paul, what was your favorite game?
I actually only played Sega Genesis like twice, but I like, obviously Sonic was good, so that's about it. I like Knuckles because he had red hair. But anyway, early Monday morning, while undergoing maintenance, this giant social media network Facebook had some serious issues, leaving millions unable to post or update. It was eventually back up after a few hours and is still working as of this morning. Now, after it came back up, many of our Facebook followers shared their thoughts on the great outage of 2013. Adina Birdshaw says that the outage was, quote, totally frustrating. She said she sent Facebook a pair of trouble reports after she, quote, could not post or hit the like button on anything. Barbara Thomas said she had problems all morning. She said that it was her birthday and she couldn't respond to all the birthday wishes she was getting from her friends. She too said it was, quote, very frustrating. And Austin Mullen shared this picture of the error message he received. He also said he experienced 4 other issues with Facebook before it was fixed. So Dimitri, I see a giant hole in the wall. Is that from Facebook being down for you? Or?
Yes, I was upset. I just had to punch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're
At least I'm
going to
honest.
get somebody to fix that.
On Tuesday, we showed you a unique style of fashion called kaiwai, and that's very popular with some people in Japan. Now, it's marked by bright colors, innocence, and stylized animals, among other things. And on Facebook, a pair of users filled us in a bit more on this part of Japanese culture. Philip Chalker explains that it's just a word or expression that's used to describe anything cute or adorable, from stuffed animals to clothing. It isn't necessarily a fashion trend alone. And One Broke Pony says that these styles have shifted since they lived in Japan 6 years ago, but in some ways they're still the same. And Paul, you try to dress up like that on occasion, right?
I told you to never tell anybody about that, Demetria.
Sorry,
Is that never talking about it again?
My bad.
Okay. Aside from the Sega Genesis, another piece of technology we took a look back was the calculator watch. These watches not only told time, but they also allowed you to crunch numbers. They began to become popular in the 70s and especially in the 80s. And we asked our viewers if they remembered, and Jonathan Stevens answered, better yet, who's wearing one right now? He explains that he's, quote, had it for a few years now, bought it at Walmart, and the date programmed into it was 1980. Vanessa Zahil said she had one too and says that they were so popular at one point that her high school banned them so students couldn't cheat at math. And Dave Kellenberger responded with this picture of him wearing his watch saying, quote, why yes, old school.
Very cool. I've always wanted one. But just under 2 weeks ago, we shared art created by fans of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. And these teenagers and adults from all over the world sent us art not only based on characters from the show, but based on News 4 and even all of us here as well. And you can see some of that behind me, although I am kind of blocking the screen. Online, the story is not only one of the most popular of the past couple of weeks, it's actually received a lot of hits, but of the past few months, with 7,500 hits in just 13 days. Now, we made one piece of art, our Facebook cover image, and received several comments in response to that. Brandon Dudley responded, quote, you guys are awesome. Thanks for not hating bronies like most other media groups. And Tom C. said we were, quote, brilliant and awesome, then adds, quote, you're all an inspiration to open-mindedness and a role model for kids who might become interested in the show. And Marcia LaFleur added, quote, I can't believe you guys still haven't been invited as guests of honor to a brony convention. And you never know what'll happen in the future, but we do know who viewers can read these stories and more. Right, Paul?
Yep, absolutely. Here's how you can just go to our morning show Facebook page. That's WTVY.com. Under news, click on morning show. We have lots for you there. We'll share everything from local news, the interesting and unusual stories from around the world. including entertainment news, web exclusives that you can't find anywhere else, like Morning Moments. Again, just go to WTVY.com under News, click Morning Show. It is that easy. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more news and weather.